I'm here in New York at the Shared Value Leadership Summit, and this morning started off with Michael Porter, who's the father of the shared value term and movement, really talking about what that means in today's world. He said if you can have an impact on a societal need using a business model and finding a way to make a profit, you truly have the capacity to transform the world. So if you find these business models, not only can they scale indefinitely, but they're also sustainable in the long term. He said that's really sort of the next frontier, the future of business. Porter then welcomed his friend, World Bank President Jim Kim, to the stage, and Jim Kim said that he truly believes that there is no hope of achieving the ambitious development goals that the world seeks to achieve without the private sector. And he said, in fact, that economic development is critically important not only to achieving these goals, but also to global stability. And Jim Kim, of course, talked about the role of the World Bank in helping to achieve economic development. He said, the World Bank really has to play a role as a deal maker to help de-risk some of these climate and sustainability investments to make it possible for countries, for example, to choose to develop with clean energy rather than coal. Obviously, a lot of conversations about, what does it take in the shared value movement, about different companies' journeys to where they are today and as they continue. And really one point that sort of carried out throughout the discussion was the need for strong leadership and also strong internal communication. We've done a number of interviews here today. We spoke with Bea Perez, who's the Chief Sustainability Officer of Coca-Cola, about how Coca-Cola has used the SDGs as an opportunity to evaluate the work that they're doing and sort of look at how they choose what partners they're working with and their goals moving forward. I also caught up with Klaus Stig Peterson, who is the head of sustainability affairs at Novozymes, which is a biotech company, about his recent approval this morning, in fact, from management at his company to carry forward a new protocol for how they will evaluate their innovation pipeline that looks specifically at the SDGs and what impacts their future innovations will have towards the SDGs. I also spoke to Rajiv Dubey from Mahindra, the $19+ billion Indian company, for his perspective on the SDGs and shared value, and a little bit about how his company is working on complying with India's CSR law. So obviously there'll be much more to come from our conversations here at the Shared Value Summit, so stay tuned to Devex for much more.